Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. My mom knew baby wasn't mine but kept her mouth shut. I'm 26 meters, still so angry about this even though it happened almost over a month ago. My ex-girlfriend, 27F, who I've been with since high school, cheated on me. Supposedly she couldn't handle the guilt anymore and told me there's a good chance the 10-month-old baby boy I thought was ours might be from some other guy. As it turns out, I'm not the father. I'm super pissed off and hurt. And feel like a ducking moron more than anything. We're obviously done. I told her I never wanna see her again. I've moved out of our apartment and living with my friend now. Working on getting me removed from the birth certificate with an attorney so I can officially be done with them. I guess everyone's deciding to confess their sins to me because now my mom is admitting that she knew the baby wasn't mine and she's sorry for not say anything. She knew since my ex was pregnant that the baby might not be mine. My ex called her up crying and confessed to everything when she first found out she was pregnant cause she was scared that I might figure out I'm not the father. Cheating ex is one thing, but seriously, my mum? Feel more betrayed that she of all people would hide this from me. The one person you're supposed to trust and whose first instinct is to protect you. I can't believe it. My mom keeps saying she's sorry. She never told me cause she hoped the baby was mine and didn't want me to get hurt. A whole ducking mess, 10 months of taking care of a baby I thought was mine, and she thinks this was the better outcome than I do know. Getting a ducking paternity test after birth so that I didn't waste all this time. At least my dad and my older brother are pissed off about what she did too. But everybody else won't leave me alone about how I'm being with my mom. They all think I'm punishing her too hard for this and she thought she was helping me at the time. That I need to forgive. But if I can do that. TBH, I don't know what I should do about my mom. She has always been there for me, but these feel like something I can't come back from. Any advice? Jesus Christ, man. The legal issues she's created for you alone is enough reason to never speak to her again. Your name shouldn't have ever been on that birth certificate. I'm sure you're going through tons of emotions and trying to work out personal things, but you need to put 100% of your energy into getting your name off that certificate, otherwise this can be a long-term problem. I'm sorry. This is totally ducked up. Wish you the best, man. Yeah, I know, now got to deal with this bullshit on top of that, spend all this money on my attorney just so I don't end up having to be financially responsible for this. Trust me, I am. This isn't a mess I wanna deal with for the next 18 years. Ask her to cover legal expenses. Demand she cover legal expenses. Only after your name is off the birth certificate. The former is way more expensive than the latter. And you don't yet know the total legal expenses. Sue her if needs be. I don't think he can sue mom for legal fees. The decent thing to do isn't always legally required. Well, here in America you can sue for pretty much anything. It's whether you'll win or not that becomes the problem. Her withholding information that ultimately cost him money and exacerbated a significantly traumatic situation is something he should discuss with his lawyer. At the least, he can express to her that the path towards forgiving her actions lies with helping him defray the cost of undoing the legal problems that have resulted. Is this the only time she's deceived you doing what she thought was best, or is this a pattern? Does your mother have a pattern of manipulation and gaslighting? It's not easy to cut off your own mom, but if this is what she thinks is appropriate behavior, then maybe you have no other choice. I can't answer that given that this is the only thing that I know of and she seemed to have been pretty good at lying for over a year. I get that it's supposedly for the child's benefit, like I'm 1000% behind whichever parent who doesn't have the most custody paying child support. But like, why does the government think it's okay to force people who were deceived to pay for kids that aren't biological theirs? Like, unless two people adopted kids together and then split up, People shouldn't be financially responsible for a child that isn't biologically theirs. I mention the adoption thing because imagine how shitty it'd be for someone to legally adopt with their spouse, get divorced, and then try to be like duck paying child support. It isn't my child anyway. Damn, that ducking sucks. Hate that bullshit. The attorney my dad got for me is a really good one and I hope we can work this out. Worst case scenario, we have another plan in case I do end up stuck with child support. Made your mom let you jump in hell when she could have stopped it, and she should have stopped it because you were supposed to be more important than your ex. This is a huge betrayal and you can't forgive that in just a few days. It will take months, maybe years for you to move on from that. I suggest you grey rock your mom for a while and tell everyone else that they are just making the situation worse, and if they want you to forgive your mom they should STF you and let you deal with it yourself. What's grey rock? Or what do you mean? Grey rock, what little communication you have with your mother going forward is non-committal and completely uninformative. Like answering "what are you doing today?" with not much or nothing. Personally, I'd go no contact. But grey rock is a good option if contact is unavoidable. Yeah, I think no contact might be best. I really don't have the energy for any of this anymore. While everyone is talking about what your mom did, let's rethink what your ex-GF did as well. Did you get the information about who is the real father of the baby? Who did she cheat with? How did this happen? If you can find him and let him know about it, then I think you can easily remove your name from the birth certificate. She won't tell me who it is. That's what we're trying to figure out. My dad suggested maybe he hire a PI to look into it. I'm considering that, but I feel bad since he's already covering for the attorney. If she's hiding, then it must be someone that you and your ex-GF knows. Maybe that's why she is not telling who it is, since the betrayal will be too much to handle. Maybe your mother knows about it as well, because it doesn't make any sense for your mother to hide this matter from you. Then again, this is my intuition. Not anyone in my family. That was my first thought, at least since the test showed we have zero biological relation. Possibly someone we know. I'm not sure if I want to know who else stabbed me in the back, but if it helps me get out of this, I need to. Update: my mom knew baby wasn't mine but kept her mouth shut. It's been a long couple weeks NGL, but it feels like a lot of time has gone by with everything that's happened. Took some time to get the anger out of me. Broke some stuff, went on a solo trip to clear my head and feel like it accepted my reality. The support I've gotten here helped so much. It feels good to just be heard, you know? Once I was back, I had a long conversation with my mom. Everything that I needed to tell her, the fact that she chose to stand behind a cheating liar over her own son, no matter what good intentions she thought she had, let her say whatever she needed to say to me. All this talk about wanting me and my girlfriend to be a family, for that baby to have a loving father and not wanting to hurt me. Then I told her I was done with her. Honestly, there is nothing she could do to gain back my trust that would ever make me want her back in my life and not look at her in total disgust. I said that I'm sorry, but she's dead to me. It's better now she accepts I don't want to see her anymore. Not with how much this has tucked me up. My mom obviously tried to fight me on this, but I only said if she wants a child so bad, then go ahead and call up my ex. But not gonna let either of them hurt me again. You can imagine some of the shit I've gotten from other family, but the second I said I'll cut off from them too, it stopped. I've changed my number, only my dad and a few other people know. Crazy part is I definitely felt a lot lighter after that conversation with her. Took me a couple days to process and accept it. My dad at least is there for me. He was there to hold me when I broke down from everything. As far as the situation with my ex and refusing to go after the real father, well, that was a total shit show. It took a lot to convince her to do this for me. Asking her if breaking me mentally and emotionally wasn't enough for her, since she was gonna fight having me on the birth certificate when I just wanted to completely be free from them. Finally, a couple days ago, she told me who it is and she promises she'll cooperate with removing me from the baby's birth certificate. I had suspected the reason she was refusing so much to say who it is was because it was probably someone we knew personally. Not anyone in my family at least, and even though that's what I suspected, it still ducking hurts. The snakes you never realize you had in your life, it takes a toll on you. So that's another thing I'm trying to process since it's still so fresh. Trying to get through it though and finally heal from everything. At least legally it might not be such a hard battle. Unless she changes her mind, which honestly you never know. I'm hoping she doesn't, because all I want is to be done with them and not be stuck paying for someone else's kid for 18 years of my life. Sorry this wasn't such a happy update. At least I've learned who the real toxic people in life are and have cut them out. Edit, yes, I already have an attorney I'm working with to get my name off the baby's birth certificate. I am so sorry for what your mom put you through. Your ex is one thing. But your mom took away your choices and was willing to saddle you with a lie forever. At least your ex confessed. Good luck with everything, and I'm so glad you still have your dad and other family. Yeah, my ex here is the ducking worst. But the fact that it was my own mom covering for her lie cuts deep too. I don't want either of them in my life ever again. My dad's been the most supportive. I'm really glad to have him on my side. Don't think I would have made it these last weeks without him. I'd say your mom is the ducking worst here. Your ex might be self-serving and betrayed her boyfriend, but your mom is self-serving, betrayed her own son. Her own flesh and blood was worth betraying for her own selfish wants. Not only that, but she could have prevented Op being named on the birth certificate and being liable for child support until it can be removed legally. Not to mention all the legal fees. What a horrible excuse for a mom. A guy recently found out his 21-year-old daughter wasn't his. His mom knew his cousin was the father the whole time. He only found out when cousin was on his deathbed and wanted to leave his piddly estate to the daughter. Wow, what a ducking asshole. Hope he's burning wherever he is. That's just ducked up to not only do something so disgusting but then dump that whole mess for everybody to deal with, knowing he's not gonna stick around for the consequences. Yeah, I read that story too, but it wasn't only his mom who knew but his older sister as well. Don't recall how everything ended, but from what I understand, the mother to this day refuses to accept that she did anything wrong and his sister had a sorry, but it is what it is attitude. Op, I hope everything works out for you and you are able to move forward with your life once you finally put all this behind you. Edit, BTW, I don't think you mentioned it, Op, but is the real father aware of the baby? Last I DM'd him he was back at the house screwing his wife's lights out. All the kids begged him to stay. Well, I think the daughter did too. Since he is her dad. I don't think BS's mom and sister are forgiven. Maybe never. Just like this story, but 21 years. Last I heard, his mother got cut off from the whole family for spreading rumors about his wife around their town, causing his wife being harassed by strangers and townsfolk. She also starting shit at his daughter's place of employment, causing her to get transferred. He is on the mend with his sister because he feels she was manipulated by his mother. She redeemed herself by lying to their mother about the location of his daughter's wedding so she can't cause trouble. So much drama. Also, sorry for what you're going through, Op. Stay strong, bro. Wow. That is heartbreaking. This is a good update. Cutting toxic people out of your life is positive. I'm sorry about the revelation and how that hurt you. But you're on the road to healing. Please let us know how you're doing in a few months. But this is a good start. Ducking unreal, but I think you made the right choice. Sorry for this heinous situation you've dealt with, but I too could never trust my mother again if she did this, regardless of the reason. The reason why people stop bugging you once you tell them you'll cut them off too is because they don't actually believe your mother deserves forgiveness. They just want things to go back to a happy-go-lucky situation, and it's no skin off their backs to have it be so. The second you tell them things will only break further if they push, they drop it. You can take solace in the fact they don't actually support your mother, they were just hoping this would be swept under the rug. Being on the birth certificate will be an obstacle, even if your ex seems to be agreeable getting you off and omitting child support. Get a lawyer like yesterday, and have them get your ex in writing while she's feeling remorse. Feelings change, and she may turn to anger once it sets in that you're done with her, etc. Or maybe the other guy's some deadbeat, and she'd rather avoid dealing with him and being a single mother. Regardless of the reasoning, you shouldn't count on her being helpful. Outside of that, this was a good update. You've made progress, even if it doesn't feel like it. You've become aware of the toxicity in your life, and you've taken steps to distance yourself and go no contact. Progress can be slow, but it's still better than the alternative. You're nearly done with this chapter of your life. Look to the future. Yes, in the comments on my other posts I said I've got an attorney who's helping me with all this. I don't trust her to keep her word on this either, but I'm just hoping it doesn't get any harder. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.